Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin has begun 2 days of talks with his closest ally, Alexander Lukashenko. It's the first time they have met since the Belarusian leader helped broker a deal to end a mutiny by Wagner fighters inside Russia last month. Speaking in St. Petersburg, Lukashenko said the Wagner fighters, many of whom are now in Belarus, wanted to go to the west, suggesting they could reach Warsaw. He said that Russia's war against Ukraine needed to be fought against all of NATO. Meanwhile, Putin claimed that Ukraine's counteroffensive had failed and that foreign volunteers fighting for Ukraine had suffered heavy losses. For more on that meeting, let's cross over to DW correspondent Maria Katamatsa in Riga, as DW is banned from Russia. Maria, we understand Putin and Lukashenko billed this as dealing with security in the region. Tell us more about what's on the agenda.
Well, as you said, two leaders talked about the situation with the Wagner Group in Belarus, as well as the situation at the Belarusian-Polish border. Lukashenko kicked off the meeting by showing the map, which he said indicated Poland's plans to attack Belarus and therefore Russia. Now, it's not the first time Lukashenko brings such a map. The same thing happened in the first month of the war in Ukraine. We've seen that before. Also, the meeting's main topic was obviously Wagner, that was sent to Belarus under the deal between Wagner chief Prigozhin and Putin. Lukashenko said that the paramilitary group is in a bad mood, apparently, and wants to go on, quote, an excursion into Poland to attack supply routes of Western weapons to Ukraine. But in his words, he's trying to hold them back. Here it seems like he's a bit trolling NATO countries, trying to trigger fears of a possible invasion of Poland and to once again showcase the unity and a strong partnership between Minsk and Moscow.
After its failed mutiny in Russia, the Wagner mercenary group is set to be training Belarusian soldiers in Belarus. Do we know why?
Well, the future of Wagner in Belarus is still very unclear and quite murky. The training of soldiers in Belarus could be a signal that Minsk may consider engaging in the war in Ukraine, but we should probably take this with a pinch of salt. It's important to remember that Lukashenko does not have full autonomy, so to speak, as he became increasingly dependent on the Kremlin. After stolen elections in 2020, when Putin essentially helped him retain power. But still, from the beginning of the invasion, Lukashenko tried to play it smart and not to engage in the war, which is a very unpopular idea among Belarusians. There are some experts who believe that Wagner could start operations from Belarus, from north, to make fighting in the east and in the south more problematic for the Ukrainian army. That could be a plan, but there is also an opinion shared by many that Wagner forces will not play a major role in Ukraine anymore, especially in light of mutiny and the unpredictability of Prigozhin for Vladimir Putin.
Our thanks.